Okay, welcome back to another video. As you can see, this week a little bit injured. This is why there's no video going up last week. I had a bit of a crash and I just wanted to kind of go over what happened and, at the request of the doctor at the hospital, do a little talk on safety gear, what I was wearing, how it benefited me, and how I was lucky to get away with just a few injuries that I've got. I was riding through Olympic Park and I was filming Aaron and Moja, and they were shooting along this like a single width path up a little hill. It was a bit zigzaggy. It's quite late at night, it was quite dark, and there were these little concrete blocks with lights in them, and I didn't see one of the blocks as I was concentrating on what I was filming and the people in front of me, and my front wheel hit one of the blocks and I stopped instantly, flew straight off the board, landed on my elbow and landed on my head, and as I came down my arm cracked into my ribs and I hit my ribs as well. Firstly, as soon as I hit the ground, as soon as I hit the post, there was no time between hitting the post and my head hitting the floor. Quite fast. I had no time to just bail, roll, or slide out or anything. Yeah, so I landed, like I said, directly on my head, and if I rock, not a mark on it. Really lucky to be wearing this full face. I landed up here on my temple and got a bit of a whack inside of my face. Felt a little bit of a bump, obviously, but yeah, if my head had hit the concrete, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now kind of doing this video. So for those of you who don't wear a helmet, first of all, and you think you can bail, most of the time you'll be fine, but that took me by surprise so fast, no time to react, and head directly smashing on the ground. So first thing, obviously, ow, wear a helmet. Second things I was wearing were my Rex pads. I had elbow pads on and I had knee pads on. These little ones, hard shell with a bit of padding on the inside. A little bit of a scratch on there, did pretty well. I think these are about 2 years old now, and there's not really much left of the padding on the inside. I think maybe if I'd been wearing something with a bit thicker or sort of newer pads, might not have been quite so injured in my elbow. And the other thing I was wearing were my Flatland 3D gloves. A little bit of blood on the end of them, but they're totally unscathed. These were really good. I'll do a full review on these later on. So my injuries is I cracked a bone, broke a bone just down here, sticking out a bit, down here on my elbow, where I went down, and then as my arm cracked into my rib, so I landed on it, I've damaged a few ribs on my chest up here and a little bit at the bottom here, and I also split my thumb open. I'm kind of really lucky. Really high speed slam. I hit the ground so hard. So hard in fact that I didn't know I'd hurt myself at first. I hit this hand that was holding my Insta360, and as that went down, my Flatland 3D gloves saved my hand absolutely perfectly, but because they're fingerless, the end is still flapping open a bit actually. Split open, and I didn't notice I was bleeding all over the place. Bled all down the selfie stick, all over my camera. But I hit so hard it was completely numb. It was numb for a couple of days. Yeah, so obviously I'm out of action for the next few weeks. My arm is getting a lot better quickly. My ribs still hurt incredibly. So I just kind of wanted to one, put out a bit of a warning for those of you who don't wear helmet or pads or gloves or anything. Just takes that split second and yeah, things can change. So pads, they're so cheap. I think 20 quid I bought my rec pads for, and that was for knees, elbows and wrists. That's such small price to pay. The flatland gloves I think are a bit more expensive, but it's worth getting something just to protect your fingers. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, obviously a massive shout out and thank you to Owen at Wickboards. I was riding around Olympic Park, and when I got back to Wickboards, I didn't even know I was injured at the time. It's only when he kind of like took a look at me and said, yeah, you've damaged yourself. He totally just looked after me, got me ibuprofen, bought me some like sugary food, cleaned me up, got the blood off loads of stuff, and then dropped me at the hospital to get checked out. So Owen at Wickboards, thank you very much. And obviously thank you to everyone in Carve and the whole skate community here in the UK. I've had so many people message me saying, like, you know, checking up to see if I'm alright. I've even had some of the international guys message me on Facebook, like, so much support, anything I need. It's been fantastic. Skate community, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I guess the takeaway from this is, if you have an accident and you think you're okay, maybe just take 5-10 minutes to see how your body feels a little bit later on. The adrenaline, it just wiped out any pain. I had no idea of broken bones. I had no idea that I'd split my thumb open. Yeah, and I kept riding. So if you've had an accident, obviously take some time out to sort of check yourself. If you're riding with someone and they've had an accident, just make sure that, you know, you look after them. And 10-20 minutes later, when the adrenaline's totally worn off, you'll know what the situation is. That's just kind of like what happened, why I've not been online for a couple of weeks. I'm a bit behind on my videos. I've got some other footage to edit. Also I slammed my, let's see if I can get this. Ow! I slammed my 360 camera really hard on the ground. I think I've scratched and knackered both of the lenses. But I've sent the footage to Insta360, it's totally corrupted. They said they're going to try and recover it and send it back to me, so hopefully I'll have the crash footage really soon and I'll be able to put it online so you can see the crash. Everyone wants to see it, I'm sure. I will be back next week, I think, with iBike, and then I'm going to go over some safety gear and bits and bobs, some other reviews. Ouch. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.